You remember that story we talked about yesterday? The Senate new bill that wants to ban Nigerians convicted abroad from owning or using their passport for 10 good years. Well, my people, that gist didn't just end there. The internet went wide. The reactions, the arguments, the hot takes. Nigerians are not even having it at all. Some are even calling it the most dangerous law of the decade. And today we are diving deeper because this isn't just about criminals abroad. If you're a Nigerian in diaspora, this could actually hit you too. But before we continue quickly, if you've missed the last episode, pause this video and go check it out on this channel. I broke down the full Senate proposal, how the new bill could revoke your passport for 10 years if you are convicted abroad. So after that story dropped, the Senate referred the bill to the Committee on Interior for more scrutiny after it passed the second reading. But Nigerians didn't even wait for the third reading before reacting. In fact, the comment sections across X, Facebook, and even WhatsApp groups were like a war zone. One person on X wrote, "So if I make one mistake abroad, I'm grounded for a decade? That law will ruin lives." Another user fired back, "Abeg, let them pass it, Joe. People abroad are embarrassing Nigeria. Maybe this will make them behave." Then someone else added, "These people will use this to silence critics. You will talk against government from abroad and the next thing, convicted, passports gone." My people, this debate has two faces, justice and fear. And yes, the Senate says this bill is to protect Nigeria's image, but ordinary Nigerians are reading something else in between the lines. Quick question for you watching. Do you think this is about reputation or control? Type reputation if you think it's fair, or control if you believe it's just another way to tighten the rope. Now let's paint a picture. Imagine this with me. If you've lived abroad for 10 years, you've been working, hustling, sending money home, helping family, then one day a misunderstanding happens at work or at school. You got arrested. Maybe they say it's fraud or immigration mix-up, or just a case of mistaken identity. You go to court, you pay fines, maybe no jail time, but on the paper they wrote convicted. You came back home to renew your passport and they say, "Sorry, you can't hold one for 10 years. 10 years. That's a whole decade of being grounded, watching life move on without you. And here is where Nigerians are boiling, the double standard, because the same system that wants to ban a nurse, a student, or a mechanic for minor offenses is the same system that lets corrupt politicians, people who stole billions, travel freely, attend global conferences, and even post selfies in Dubai. Tell me how that makes sense. In fact, one comment on that channel's TV post said, "If the Senate wants to fix Nigeria's image abroad, they should start with politicians who damaged it at home." Another wrote, "They are targeting ordinary Nigerians because they can. When it's their fellow elite, they will say it's political persecution." And I think that is the heart of this whole gist. The Senate says it's about restoring dignity to the green passport. Fair. We all know the struggles Nigerians face when traveling, the profiling, the extra checks, the unnecessary suspicion. Nobody wants to be disrespected at airports, but the question is this the right solution? If you really want to restore the image of Nigeria, start by punishing everyone equally. Don't make laws that affect the powerless and leave the powerful untouched. Now let's go deeper, because this law could affect even more people than you think. Imagine the scenario with me. You have a dual citizenship, maybe Nigerian and Canadian. You are convicted abroad for something minor, but Nigeria still bans your Nigerian passport even though you are legally a citizen of another country. That's a whole legal mess waiting to happen. Another scenario, someone gets framed abroad or there's a political motive behind the conviction. If this law exists, all the Nigerian government needs is that word convicted, and boom, you are grounded for a decade. And let's be real, Nigeria doesn't have a perfect record when it comes to protecting citizens abroad. If anything, people are scared that this law might be used to target critics, activists, and even journalists living overseas. But hold on, what about politicians who were convicted abroad before? Remember that list that once went viral of Nigerian public officials facing cases in the UK and USA? Did any of them lose their passports? Nope. Many of them are still in government, still making laws for the rest of us. Now tell me, where's the justice in that? If you are still watching this, hit the like button so YouTube knows that this is worth showing to more Nigerians. And if you're outside this country, drop your flag in the comments. I want to know which part of the world you are watching from. Now let's get back to what people online are saying. Someone commented, This law will be abused the same way EFCC abuses arrest. Another said, our leaders are afraid of Nigerians abroad who speak freely. They want a reason to silence them. But there are also voices defending it. One user replied, not every law is evil. If you don't commit crimes, you have nothing to fear. That statement alone got over 2,000 angry replies, people asking, so if the system wrongly tags you, what happened? And that is the main issue, wrongful convictions. Because not every country has a fair justice system. A Nigerian might be convicted abroad just because they couldn't afford a lawyer or didn't understand their language. So does that mean they should lose their passport too? That is like punishing someone twice for the same crime, first abroad, then at home. And here is another thing nobody's talking about, enforcement. How will Nigeria even track this? Are we building a global conviction database? Are embassies going to start cross-checking Nigeria's criminal history before renewing passports? This thing might sound neat on paper, but in practice, it's messy and dangerous. My people, let's be honest, if this becomes law, it might start with convicts abroad, but soon, it could spread to other things. Maybe next time it's Nigerians who protest abroad or Nigerians speaking against government. Today, it's passport ban. Tomorrow, who knows? Comment below, do you think this law is really about crime, or is it a silent message to Nigerians abroad to keep quiet? Now here's my honest take. Yes, Nigeria needs discipline. Yes, our global image matters, but leadership should start from the top. If we are serious about protecting our image, then everyone from politicians to public servants must be held to the same standard. Don't use small fish to prove a point while big sharks swim freely. So before this bill passes, the Senate needs to hear from Nigerians, both at home and in diaspora. This is not a small matter. A 10-year passport ban could destroy careers, families, and futures. If you've lived abroad, worked abroad, or even dream of traveling abroad, this concerns you. Share this video right now, send it to your friends in the UK, US, Dubai, Canada, wherever they are. Let's make sure everyone knows what's coming. And if you are just joining the Gist TV family, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, because in the next video we'll be talking about how Nigerians abroad are already reacting privately to this bill and the real reasons the Senate might be pushing it this fast.